Almost, Trace. It's NRG and Machine this time, but we are just as excited as they would be. At least I hope so, Alex.
I mean, I'm salivating at this one.
Indeed. NRG versus the Renegades here. This is a good game. Renegades have been missing. They've been MIA for a while now, Alex. They've been boot camping. They've been working hard. They've got Gratisfaction back within their ranks. No Smooyer anymore, so we're expecting big things out of them. And this is a good map to kick things off. Got aggression from the CTs here towards lower. Azza has spotted a couple of them, and they will fall back in due course. No damage exchange, and 3 smokes available for the Australians.
Yeah, of course, speaking of Australian and Oceanic Counter-Strike, we did get a little glimpse under the hood of Greyhound Gaming in the Challenger stage, pushing Vitality in the 2 wins, 2 losses battle. And they were quite confident in their recent interviews, saying they think they're the best from their region, while Renegades in the Legends stage from their previous successes at the last major. Now they're going to have to try and prove that statement wrong. How much damage can they do here? First round, posturing towards long. Actually, you know what? They have managed to draw CTs over. Jacob likely will full commit to this one. I'm not sure if Azza will. He's starting to back up alongside Liaz, but the CTs, they're actually boosting, looking for info on the site. That has been denied. Jacob starting to crawl. That smoke will start to fade, and surely they'll start to rotate back towards B. They look like they are.
Well, Jacob trying to do whatever he can here on the A ramp. What a valuable position that is. He can do a lot with this. They get ready towards B. They still have 1 smoke remaining, so let's see what he can do. Can he pull anyone over towards A? Because they ain't buying it right now. Lots of mid-control from NRG. Jacob needs to start making a play.
Access.
But this is so good. Look, the B site is completely open.
Cirque fell off. And now the bomb can go down, I was going to say, no problem. But that Molotov's actually delayed JKS by quite a considerable margin, and that time could come back to haunt them. JKM's still on A. Ethan's found Azza. The bomb's still not down, and already the CTs have arrived on the scene. Already 1, 2 for Ethan, as he's going to surely close this one out.
Yeah, I wanted to see a bit more from Jacob, though. Yes, it was fantastic the B-side be open, but it kind of nullified Jacob's efforts there. He got such fantastic map control, and you can see he's done nothing for them. Had he destruct before they went through and committed, that would have caused everyone to come towards A. Instead, he was going for a big backstab play. Nice idea, but if it all goes wrong like that, he has nothing to do with the round. So a nice plant, good approach there from Renegades, but fantastic reactive play from NRG. As soon as they've had a lack of information and sensed that, they're pushing around and working out where the T's have headed
What
towards.
interested me as well is it wasn't that they headed towards the main entrance of B. You can see Ethan's there kind of on his own, and all eyes were on tunnels, rightfully because of their mass presence there. They were kind of taking middle instead of falling towards the doors. Let's see how the second round goes. Full investment in the pursuit of utility over weaponry. They're going to be looking to take some sidearms, a UMP for Liaz. Let's see how far those nades can get them. Already a smoke on Xbox enables safe passage towards short.
Well then, the Deagles, the CZs, the A execution, a plan for short is on the cards here. But it's Cirque who will be defending Tarek's position towards Goose. It's all a bit of a ruse there. He's trying to get as much aggro as he can, line them up, and allow that MP9 to do some damage.
Yeah, nice flash. Doesn't really slow them down, though. They continue their charge. Gratisfaction's going to try and get that bomb down. Tarek might have something to say about that with his MP9. A double for him. Cirque getting that second flashbang, and it connects. Speaking of flashbangs, they're caught out. Jacob and JKS. Bomb down, site's theirs. The rotate will be coming in, and Ethan, he was the hero of the first round with his rotation. Making an extra moment to change that bomb plant spot in the mid-round. Ethan swinging up the ramp. They weren't expecting it. What on earth? Azza's thrown into a 1v1. Stanislav versus Azza. He has to connect these bullets. He's opting for a fresh mag. Stan's trying to close the gap. Azza does not expect that smoke push from Stan, but yes, he does adjust. And Renegades bounce straight back round 2.
It was a scary force fight situation. Normally in those second rounds, we'll see a couple of AKs, for example, with those UMP and pistols. Execution comes through. They lose the first couple of frags there. Tarek stepping out from Goose does a massive amount of damage, but out of nowhere, JKS and his Desert Eagle connects that all-important shot towards the A ramp. And there it was, a 1 versus 1, but what a massive round that is to win. NRG will have to force back in response here as we go 1-1. We're going to see PD50s, 5.7s, Deagles, CZs, pretty much everything available to them in that department. And a couple of smokes and flashes. They smoke the mid doors and send 2 players over towards B. Nothing too flashy here. They've boosted 1 player at short, and you'd assume a slow default here for Renegades, and it's Jacob. Will he be traded out? Apparently not. That is fantastic from Ethan.
That's unreal. Sure, the first, Jacob was surprised. JKS, inexcusable, so damn low.
Yeah.
Ethan had 19 points of health. He didn't take an extra point of damage.
What a swan song this event has been for the 5-7 in general. We haven't really seen it at any big tournaments for a while, and now we're finding multiple frags. It seems that the players have really got a firm understanding of how to have impact that weapon, as Breezy will have the AK-47. Cirque finds his as well. Renegades will have to commit towards that A side, but it's falling apart once again. They've got their first frag of the round to bring it into a 4-on-2. Make it 1.
Yeah, this has gone disastrously for the Renegades. Taps away at the head. Liaz, NRG do present a smoke for him to grab himself that Molotov, but Ethan, no hesitation with that Desert Eagle. 3 in that round. He is on quite the tear to open this up. 8 frags in 3 rounds from Ethan. If you want a starter to come online, Ethan is certainly one at the tip of your tongue. He has been a huge win condition in those big games for NRG.
Yeah, JKS didn't necessarily do anything wrong there either. Just a great shot from Ethan. Just very fast play. The 5-7. Close range can be deadly. Will they force buy in response? It looks like they absolutely will. The war of attrition will continue, as we'll see Deagles 5-7s at UMP once again, but less utility available to them. They'll smoke towards Xbox and presumably head towards the same approach they had success before. And it'll be Jake and lead the charge. Running through flames here. He'll be down to 60 HP. No one defending short just yet, but Cirque is repositioning with his AK-47.
Just starting to rejoin JKS and Grass faction towards B early. Breezy towards long. We'll see and keep our eye on him as to whether or not he pushes for information. Seeing a second smoke plume, though, on that minimap, it's likely that Renegades have got plenty of time to play with in this B lean. Just a couple of flashbangs of smoke, perhaps for the doors in the hands of Liaz, if they were to commit.
So they've got one smoke, which will be used towards middle. And that's going to be one player there with the UMP, while 4 get ready towards tunnel. So remember, like we said, one smoke, meaning they can't do the dribble smoke. They have a flash, and Ethan's in a prime position for multiple frags here. Boatloads of damage being inflicted. A couple of kills picked up. Should be round done here. Stanislaw seems to think so. And he'll get a double as well. And pretty much deny the plant and the round tag to finish things off. And finally, they have been broken. Renegades will have to take the full eco at this point, Alex.
Yeah, that smoke looked nice as well. Just kind of great. It's almost like a quasi-flashbang. Instead of a
Yeah.
white screen, you got a grey one.
Exactly. Yeah, couldn't have been timed any better there. Perfect weapon for the job. Nice position. They couldn't break through that. They needed at least a smoke to get through that sort of choke point. You see a lot of French teams do that. The smoke in front of the tunnels, we call it the dribble smoke. This comes right out there, baits out utility. They'll spam through it. As soon as you feel like they've spammed enough, they get a reload. That's when you pounce through.
Right.
But flashbang, not even normally going to be enough.
Valiant attempt, and Renegades, after that initial second round response, concede the following 2. Charging now straight up towards short, just the Glocks. They want to try and get perhaps a plan.
Yes, that's all they're looking for here, which is possible, even with just Glocks.
Well, they are charging up. Tarek's going to hear all the steps. As long as one of them, still with that bomb on their back, can get across, then they are. A couple of shots missed. Looks like Renegades, they can get mission accomplished, and then some. Hazza does catch Cirque. Liaz is the one to try and get that bomb down. It does so just in the nick of time before Tarek's hunt is rewarded. 4 quick kills in quick succession, and he is burning all good in the hood.
Yeah, so as you can see, they only get 1 kill, and it looks like a very clean round for NRG, but Renegades are happy with that. They've just rushed short with Glocks, no armor, and got an extra $800 per player, actually making this a very viable buy in round number 6. If they didn't have that extra 800, they would be hamstrung. They wouldn't necessarily be able to get all their utility. They do have the option for an AWP here. Whether they'll pick it up, I'm not so sure. With Gratisfaction at $5,000, means they have nothing else. It's not necessarily required to have the AWP on T side of Dust2. So NRG in a fantastic spot here. They will have 2 AKs on their CT side. Cirque is an absolute beast for the AWP.
Ooh.
Big fan of his, and Dust2 as well. Always exciting to watch a player of his caliber perform.
Yeah, have you heard from Cirque in his interview during the Challenger stage that ever since Stanislaw's been given the time to create some new strategies as opposed to plug and play, they've been creating new strategies around the AWP, something he's new to.
Yeah, that's fantastic. You should be working to the assets you have available to them. They've got one of the world's best snipers within their ranks. Either way, Stanislaw, in-game leader, trying to open things up with that AK-47. Great work there. Denies the mid-split. 2.5 kills found. Tarek started to chime in as well. 3 versus 2. Gratisfaction and Liaz will have to try and make their way towards B, but separate entrance points.
I think he's got a little bit of a line using the edge of that smoke. Ethan, though, he has been a turret, and he continues to look like one. Look at this. Chugs up Gratisfaction. That's a huge way into the round. Liaz trying to go aggressive, unfortunately gets caught by Cirque. Now NRG poised for the retake. Gratisfaction, he's so low. Doesn't have a smoke to lock him out. The flashbang first will be thrown in, hopefully helping him find a position to make a 1v1. Breezy catches him.
I was about to, oh, hello. I was about to break down some options for that retake, but you know what? That works pretty well as well. Just go in there, blow his head off, no problem at all. There it is. It's going to be 5 versus 1. NRG looking very strong right now. Nice opening pick. So you can see Renegades trying to pounce with the mid-split there. We're seeing a lot of teams do that. And it's today's game. Instead of bouncing it off from outside the mid doors and then progressing through. You get control first, and you're dropping a quick smoke and going through with StarLadder is such a prime position. Shuts it all down, and you can see NRG. This is going to be one scary team going forward. They're just getting to their final form now. They've had time to practice. They've got so many star players, such a great in-game leader now, a fantastic AWPer. They're going to be dangerous at this major, Alex.
Yeah, they really have looked it already. Just throwing down the gauntlet early. Standard exchanges on B. You'll see the fast Molotov. That's the dribble smoke that Henry was talking about.
So that baits out utility. You have no idea what's on the other side. You have to react to it. You have to either throw your grenades in and push them back and delay them pushing through it,
right,
or sit back with the AWP and hopefully not get flashed. It looks like either way, Renegades boosting in lower B, just trying to spot if there's AWP presence there. It's quite a common setup for CTs. But for now, they have 2 players towards long. That's going to be Cirque with the AWP actually looking down the barrel of long doors. It'll be joined by Breezy as well. Quite a scary prospect. They push in towards those long doors, which they have. We have got Breezy heading towards T-spawn. See if he goes any further.
We'll find out. He's starting their push, all 5. It's going to delay them. Flash did come in just in the nick of time. 50 seconds still on the clock as everyone's getting their lineups ready. This is not necessarily going to be a full commitment. They might just want to use that utility to draw the CTs in, but no, never mind. The flashes are arriving, and so are the Ts. Renegades send one down lower. The rest looking to cross quick. Congrats, Faction. He's exactly that. Catches Cirque. That's a big head to take. The AWPer cut down to size without a single frag in return.
Yep, that's going to be the round. I don't think the CTs can even justify doing anything with this, but that was an excellent execution from Renegades. Pretty standard stuff, but very well done. Couldn't have timed it better, hit some fantastic shots, and it's never too late to turn up. It's going to be 5-2 now. We'll see NRG hold on to the AK. I don't think it's possible to recover the AWP, but it's okay. You've got Cirque, who will have well over $7,000 after this round. And it's 5 players surviving for Renegades. This is a tight round. You can see they've used every bit of utility to get them to this point, but it's worked out very nicely indeed.
It did. I was wondering if they're going to pick up that AWP. Jacob for now scavenges it away, likely putting it in the hands of Grant's Faction.
Yes, indeed. He was absent from the team for a while due to visa issues. He's actually from New Zealand, not Australian, so he had to go through a different process than the other boys and was unavailable for a couple of months. We had Smooya filling in for them. He's the team sniper and now back and hopefully ready to go because he can be fantastic with the weapon.
He certainly can. I mean, this roster, the stories behind this Renegades roster through the trouble and strife, you know, Jacob coming in as a stand-in, then finding synergy with the team, and now being one of the boys. But round 8, let's see what Renegades can do in their opening gambit here in the Legends stage. NRG, such a tall task for the Australians to overcome.
Yeah, a daunting prospect, that's for sure. Well, 3 players towards the upper B tunnels. Jacob ready to challenge there. Even will spot him with the AUG and fumbles the footing on the way back, but he's absolutely fine, takes no damage. I'll drop the same smoke and just suggest presence on that side of the map. And go back in towards a default. You can see they maybe had something in mind if Jacob got that first pick, but he doesn't. He calls you smoked out, just got to leave it for now, and he'll walk towards lower B. Like we said, sometimes AWPers will position themselves towards short. They don't boost this time, but if they do, they might be able to take down Cirque here. Anyway, Jacob ready and waiting. Super easy. Alone towards long. Bombs top of middle.
Jacob's going to throw some presence. Clears that close corner doors. It does enable him to get up on the Xbox without too much of a concern.
Now that's smoke towards long. Terrorists now have to actually assume someone's in there. They can't just walk in cleanly. We talked about that shadow advantage this position.
Right.
You're going to have to at least flash this. It's very scary just to walk in towards those doors. So in they go. Flashbang was deployed and they have got control of that position. But Breezy now will be challenged by 3. He gets himself in an off angle. It's usually a one and done, especially if you get flashed off, but he's such a great player. I'm sure he can make this work.
They could boost on blue, but they just start to swing. Couple of backs turn. The flash arrives, and so does Jacob in the kill feed. Nice work from him. Jacob, yes, he's acting as somewhat of a swing player towards short, of keeping Cirque's eyes and attention drawn towards him. He's done one better. Gets the frag. The site's wide open, and Renegades, very different start, very similar finish. They pick up the round on A.
That's excellent work. They're looking very good now. 2 nice rounds. And I've said it before, Renegades Dust2, their T side, can be one of the best in the game. I think they're criminally underrated on this map. And we know now with the addition of StarLadder, it's only going to get better for NRG. So this is going to be great for Renegades to show what they can do. But now, the odds from GG Bet, Alex.
Yeah, and you can see that the bookkeepers of the major giving NRG the whole same amount of credit that we are. Renegades, though, it has really looked good in the 3 rounds they've managed to string together. Excuse me, 2. Now looking to make it 3. JKS a big part of that.
So Happy with it. It's going to be an eco for NRG, though. He's starting to slow down now. We'll see if Renegades can continue the great form they've shown the last couple of rounds here. All powerful Gratisfaction up against USPs and Deagles and just one scout. Breezy will be using that, but he's a bit of a menace with that weapon. Not the sniper of the squad, but he certainly can wield the scout to good effect. He's got scout armor, hoping to get some tags off of these pistols, but nothing too out of the ordinary in terms of the setup.
I just like it when the teams are willing to just throw a little bit of spice in there. Of course, it's usually money dependent, but just, yep, getting that armored scout out, getting that armored 5-7. We've seen crazy things happen, even in just this 8 rounds of play. That incredible double and an aggressive push towards lower tunnels really gave NRG a leg up in the early game. Let's see how they look to finish this one. Renegades' successes on A. Looks like they're looking to replicate them again as they start to gather towards short. Breezy scouts there, though.
Yeah, he could do damage here. It's going to take some wonderful shots, but there is a chance he can do something with this.
Oh, perfect. Molotov's going to force him into the predictable angle, and shot connects on Jacob just as the flash arrives as well. Looking for a fresh angle. Catches Liaz. Tarek in the meantime caught another. That's the damage you were looking for. Nice work from Azza, looking to stabilize. Takes the head off Tarek on long. Stands on the rotate. That bomb can go in safe. JKS is the first to receive. Oh, he got the info.
They've got it.
Wow.
They seem to be aware. JKS is given a clean call. And at this point should be a clean kill. It's going to take a dink, but he'll still survive and get his second of the round, and that was not a force buy, that was an eco. Looked a little bit troublesome when Breezy started hitting all those scout shots, but well held. 3 survived, no problem in the end. And it's going to be 5-4 as the Australians start to close the gap here, Alex. We're going to take the first tactical timeout for NRG, who looked very comfortable to kick things off, but as soon as Renegades busted through, managed to get their money stabilized, they've looked great. That's 3 rounds in a row for them. Remember, this is a best of 1, same format as last week. We look to see NRG bounce back here. Their timeout has led them to an AWP for Cirque. Ethan yet to buy. His money is a little bit lower than the others. He'll be there with the FAMAS. Here's a replay of the efforts towards that A bomb site. You see that execution, very efficient. They've got the smoke down to deny vision from the AWP. Molotov the left-hand side to have no presence on that side. And it's actually looking very good. Their trading potential and the shots they're heading towards A is looking really strong.
It is. Gratisfaction on that AWP, as is Cirque. Wonder if they're going to cross paths this round. We'll find out. It's time for round 10.
So NRG need to work out, like, do we want to start having more players towards short, denying that default? Because once they have execution potential, Renegades seem to be exploiting that fact and running away with it. Gratisfaction will take the orcs towards the B site. They haven't smoked it this time, maybe allowing him to walk in and check toward the sight and window, but always a difficult pick. You're very vulnerable once you get in towards that choke point, and he's going to commit it now. As you can see, smoke's coming through. Very difficult to do anything with it. Luckily, no HEs or incendiaries thrown, so it'll fire off a shot and have to reposition. They can't wait 15 seconds now. He'll take his efforts elsewhere.
Paranoia about this short position.
Exactly, because they've shown their hand there, what, 3 or 4 times now. You'd assume the CTs will start changing their setup now. So it's good to just check in, make sure Cirque isn't there ready and waiting.
We've seen so many times that call from a CT side, let's boost short, is the panic button.
Yes.
Looking to mix things up. So far, NRG have not chosen to pull it out. Great connection from Cirque. What was that? Through the doors on Azza. And another one. Jacob looking to trade, and he's met the same fate. Catches a glimpse of one towards Goose. Gratisfaction trying to find a way back into the round. Liaz starting to push. The Molotov is available. This should be perfect. At least 1 kill. Breezy, however, on long. Tarek's going to be forced forward by the flames and converted by Grat. 2 there, though, on towards the ramp. Liaz, he's got it all to do. Cirque close quarters with the AWP is not the best weapon for the job. JKS could open this up. He doesn't. Just the one. And Liaz, he falls after one himself. 6-4. NRG fight back.
Cirque repositioning this time, not playing directly on the A side, but he's actually part of the battle towards middle. Managed to find 2 frags, and Renegades still gave it a good go, but that's much better. They had to make an adjustment there. The executions were too strong towards Cirque. He wasn't part of the battle, but if he's there, towards even get up towards that position, that's a fantastic shot. You can't rely on that. It's not really sustainable to think he's going to hit that shot every time, but still, it's enough now. He can change his position. This round, he could even go towards B. He can go back towards playing long. We'll see what he's got in mind. It looks like it's the latter as he heads with the other 2 players to defend the rush here, which might be coming in.
The attack doesn't look like Ethan's going to have the first in the flames. They stood vigilant, but look at that. Azza with a fantastic double gives them the numbers advantage, but only for a brief moment. Cirque and the Molotov.
Yeah, they had to just sit in the flames there and fight. They were going to die either way, so they're trying to take some kills with them. They get those, but what a nice advantage NRG have found now. 3 versus 2. Cirque not seem to be satisfied with that. He'll be pushing off towards short, and they've got plenty of time to work with Renegades. This one's not impossible, especially with Tarek's shotgun there. They've got flashbangs, Molotovs as they walk towards middle. Oof, this is going to be a difficult battle.
Dan's expecting the second one there. Oh no, pulls the Molotov. Grant misses the shot though. Now standing in the flames himself, taking a leaf out of his teammate Azza's book. That's how he felt. 60 seconds left, 1 versus 3. Walks straight into the crosshairs of Cirque, his rival, Orpa. Coach Armapet behind NRG as well. Yeah, I'm actually really enjoying the fact we've got 2 English-speaking teams here. We're going to get a whole lot of extra insight. It's minimal, but it's extra.
It is interesting just to kind of hear the mindsets and what they're expecting, and they are going to buy into this round what they can. You can see the MP9s, the Mag 7s. It's always going to be a difficult round, this one, but with 2 in a row, Tarek will be opening up the fragging here. Gratisfaction goes down as well. They know that's a sniper of the squad. Tarek's going to try and grab that AWP and get out of there if possible. Will they be able to grab it? Let's hope so. There it is. So they've used the incendiary, bought some space, and upgraded one of their weapons to now a double AWP setup. But Tarek, he'll be taken down for the smoke. That's disappointing for him. Yeah, you just fall into that false sense of security. The smoke's there. Second smoke, actually. I think they kind of doubled up on that. Didn't stop Liaz, and certainly didn't stop Liaz's bullets. He's kind of been left open here, Henry. What's the thought process here? Breezy, I guess, towards long, and Cirque doing so much to counter Liaz towards short. Now he can actually get towards A. He's doing both. He's covering mid and A at the same time, it seems. Starting to cross now. Breezy's AWP does chime in as well, managing to get that double we saw him retrieve earlier. Yeah, you can see that double AWP setup working out very nicely indeed. Only Tarek going down so far, leaving Jacob and JKS with no utility now, and they have to get that bomb down if possible. Receiving an HE, it really does sting, and trying to use the smoke to the best they can. At least get a plant out of this one, as JKS knows he's got trouble towards short. Just a shotgun there, and now one of his clutches. He's known for winning these, Alex. He gets incredibly close. But unfortunately, Breezy will get the final frag, and we don't see any fireworks just yet. My goodness, it wasn't far off. Yeah, JKS is infamous. Ever since his debut at Cologne 2015, everyone noticed how good he was in those clutches, and it really did show that form in 2018 in the early stage of this year as well. He's always been consistent, but not quite there. 4 versus 1 doesn't land, but it was close. There was a chance. You can always see the chances. Some players where you just can't write them out. JKS, one of them. But we're going, you're venturing into round 13. Let's see that Breezy shot as well. The reason Cirque was so confident to take that fight on middle was because of Breezy and his presence on long. Just the pistols then. Let's see what Renegades can do with this one. Oof. We'll see. Cirque a little bit more passive this time. Just watching for any crosses from a lower B, and short has been such a point of contention as Renegades help themselves towards that position once again. Alex is trying to get the bomb down here and see what they can do after. We saw it successful before, but Tarek seems a lot more aware of that prospect now, as he'll be baiting in once more. You can see Cirque will be taking the aggro, and then hopefully Tarek will deny the plant. That's what they've got set up right now, but will it work out? We know Renegades and their Deagles can be very strong. Yeah, you can't really mess with the setup from NRG right now. I mean, Stan's just kind of a jump peeking towards the beep tons. He's got info, there's nothing there. And now the nades are going to start flying in towards A. Last time they did this, it was a full commit. Let's see. They're looking to bait and switch. They are. Reactions coming in from the CTs as well. Azza has managed to get himself towards CT. Nice movement, absolutely. You can see 3 players locked on the A side. They're not sure as to where this one's going, but Ethan, he'll be pushing outside the B-bomb site. All the frags out of nowhere. They're even killing each other, but it doesn't seem to matter. That's the only frag found for Renegades so far, and it will be a pretty much clean sweep towards the end. Well held by the North Americans, and money just about there for Renegades for another buy, as Cirque will continue with the AWP. It's only Tarek that goes down there, so here's a replay from Stannis. So we didn't really see those kills. They came out of nowhere. Yeah, I don't think we were expecting it, and neither was Renegades. He just swung through the window, gets himself a triple. Knew he had the weapon advantage and wanted to twist that knife ASAP. Closing stages now of the first half. It's a best of 1. Opening game for both of these teams in the Legends stage. NRG, of course, breezing through the Challenger stage after a bit of a wobble. Yeah. Versus Dream Eaters. Yeah, they've looked much better. Sometimes you need a bit of a wake-up call, Alex. Just get your mindset in the right position. We'll see Liaz now changing the pace up, rushing through the smoke here, but Tarek's got a shooting gallery now. He's hitting absolutely everything with the assist from Ethan as well. Perfect flashbangs deployed, and he's got the AK-47. One of the best aimers within the North American region. Let's see whether he can close things out here. It's a 4 versus 2. Azza will look for any opportunities here, but he's not given much. Oh, so low. The bullet actually from Gratisfaction's AWP did tag towards ramp, but keeping them at arm's length. They've played this so well. Ethan, Breezy, they can frag, they can flash, and they've got themselves double digits.
Solid work across the board on this defense. Taking a quick look at the scoreboard. The scores on the doors, real nice, even kill distribution. Ethan really did start hot out of the gates, but he's been met recently by Tarek. You can see why. Lovely multi-kills on these executes. He's holding and doing a fantastic job with the support of his teammates. It was the flashbangs, really, that made that possible.
Final round, Alex. Not a lot there for Renegade in terms of rounds on the board and guns in this round. That's an opening kill for Cirque as well. Starting to come into his own, looks towards lower B. You know he's going to nail that one. As a drop to the floor as well, as Cirque continues to apply pressure to the sniper. Finally silenced by Liaz. And we'll be into an advantage for NRG here. But do Renegades have anything to say about it? They've got one, make it 2 smokes remaining and a second kill. Jacob finds another. They've actually got the advantage out of nowhere.
What is going on? Welcome to Deathmatch, round 15.
It kind of is like that.
Okay, JKS and Liaz. Liaz actually gone on a bomb retrieval mission. He's going to have to make a decision. If Stan continues to hold this, JKS could get caught off guard by this one. Nice work from JKS and somewhat of a jiggle. Now he knows the B site's likely clear. Looks to use his utility to lock out Tarek. A 1 versus 2 for the North American.
Yeah. Cirque with those opening picks. I love his playstyle, but that was objectively too aggressive there. When you get 2 picks, might want to get out and take the advantage. But Tarek still can do something with this, but what a recovery. And it's going to be NRG dropping the ball there in the final round. And that's going to be a world of difference between 11-4 and 10-5. It actually gives you a lot more confidence, especially if it's the final round you post. We'll take a break and be back for the second half and see if NRG can get back on their feet.
It's NRG versus RNG, but far from random. Exceptional defense from NRG puts them in good stead. Our machine, he's Henry, and this is the second half of Dust2.
You're absolutely right there. The score lies at 10-5. Renegades on the comeback, but a very good Dust2 team. I'd say by their standards, that T-side not quite up to scratch, but there's enough to work with there. And we'll see what can be done on the pistol. I'd say they probably have to win this one, as they've had a slightly slower start than we expected. But either way, we get into the first round. We'll look at the overall complexion of the buys. We can see 2 smokes, flashbangs, and a P250. Suggests a long take from NRG, that P250, just to give them the range, and they finally commit the 2 smokes towards the crossover. But we've seen plenty of variations of that. It's a very common strategy, and people are starting to throw those smokes and still go towards B. We saw G2 do that the other day, for example.
Yeah, we certainly did. Yeah, people are starting to get in each other's heads. Lots more fake outs, actually.
Yes.
An investment in utility aside from the Kevlar. Plenty of that, though, for the defense, and plenty of bodies on long. Look at this.
Yeah, so this looks like a firm long commitment. They'll use both smokes to the crossover and allow that P250 of Breezy, who's also got armor, just to note, will be holding the pit, trying to push back anyone that's challenging. So here come the smokes. Nicely thrown as well. You can see how effective that looks.
Yep, that's going to lock him out. And Liaz, he's still peeking and gets the headshot. That's enough.
That will do.
3 HP. They can boost. Azza's going to try and get Jacob up, but Tarek yet to get that bomb down. He's planting safe, admittedly. Stan isn't quite going to get caught because the smoke just pluming enough. Now looking to do the damage. That's a great connection. They fall off. Perhaps a second boost possible towards the elevator. Not going to get themselves up. Instead, Cirque's aggression's punished. Breezy's on long. That's the armored P250, let's not forget. And he doesn't make anything out of it. The Norwegian is on a tear. 3 from him in this round. Stan looking to be the hero. No armor, no hope. It's 4 from Jacob to find an exceptional first round for JKS and Jacob.
Yeah, that's not bad at all, especially Liaz. We thought he was done for there. The reason he keeps fighting that, he knows if there's one of those bullets connects to the head, he's got to kill. He knows he's going to die either way. So instead of falling back and not doing anything, he just gets 1 with 3 HP. That's fantastic, considering the situation he found himself in. He bought enough time. It slowed them down just enough for Jacob to get in position. The boost comes through. You could see NRG were aware of that, but ultimately didn't check it.
It's because for a lot of people, when you get dinked, when you get low, it's your immediate reaction is survive.
Yes.
You have to almost go against your intuition, and for the good of the team.
Yeah, it's certainly a fight or flight moment, and
Yeah.
he decided to fight, and it worked out.
That's a good way to put it. For now, though, look at this second round buy. For anyone that's confused and just tuned in, yes, NRG did lose the first round.
Yes, it's
and
weird,
yes, there is 2 AKs in play, armor on Cirque and Tarek as well.
Yes.
Plenty of utility. And that's just the way the cookie does crumble these days.
Yeah, so the new economy system actually gives you $1,900 after losing the pistol round. If you get the bomb planted as well, it leads you to this position. You'll have a few players hovering on the $2,700 mark. They can drop AKs, but there will be compromises. So Stanislaw, he'll have to drop one of the AKs. It's not really set out on these rounds. We'll always have this player with the rifle. You have to do it on the fly and work out how you're going to distribute the wealth out accordingly. But it's very powerful, very difficult to fend off, and we're seeing this a lot on Dust2.
Stanislaw at one point was unarmored Glock. I think Cirque's given him his deagle, so all good in the herd. Let's see how they choose to make this one work. Az is the one initially responsible to receive long. Cirque's Tamika throwing out that smoke. Presence from short from Ethan. Smokes do plume. The CTs don't move. Gratisfaction looks to find a little spurt of aggression. He gets the info that Ethan was alone. Now they can focus their attention towards long. Az has already done that. Tarek caught. Liaz's flash in assist, and now the AKs are revealed. But Breezy, he took a chunk of damage from Liaz. He's going to try and get that Molotov out of his grasp before he falls, and he does so. That's going to flush Azza out. The bullets don't connect, though. Breezy's do. 20 seconds. They haven't got the time. They haven't got the smoke. They're going to have to cross. This is going to hurt.
It really does. The MP9 is absolutely savage as they make their way across. You're absolutely right there. With no smoke, they just had to swing together. 15 seconds remaining at full commitment. Doesn't work out for them, and it will be Renegades taking the round. NRG will have to go back to the drawing board here. It was looking decent with that kill from Breezy. We thought there was a window there, especially once Asa got taken down, but look right there. You can see no utility whatsoever. All they can do is swing, and the MP9, it's such a pesky weapon. What a major it's having individually.
The SMGs.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm seeing that mid to long range. People are getting more and more of an affinity with it.
Yeah, even on the Mac 10 MP9, I've seen some unspeakable things.
NBK's flank in the earlier stage of the competition, he was running down long and tapping heads. Azza's done the same, catches 2 nice and quick from mid. He's willing and more willing to take this fight because he knows that it's only really going to be P250s and Deagles, but look what that's done. Gratisfaction has to stop that weapon from being retrieved, and he does just that for the first. 2 more to take a fight. Breezy, he is not going down without somewhat of a brawl. Double kill with his Deagle, and he's pre-aiming perfectly. If Jacob's brave, he walks straight into this. Stable ice. Renegades, they got the first 2 here on the defense, looking to keep a clean sheet so far and have done so. Stan's got no armor with that M4. It's not going to get him far. Or perhaps he'll prove me wrong. Smoke arrives just as he does. Got a full minute to play with, but Renegades in good stead to keep this as competitive as possible. 3 in a row in the CT side, unless Stanislaw does something absurd. He has the bomb. Absence of Kevlar, though, it's surely going to haunt him. As soon as a bullet connects from Liaz, yep, they convert. And so it will be the 3-0.
Well then, Renegades aren't going down without a fight, that's for sure. NRG will be able to purchase into this one, Alex, but no AWP available. That's going to be in circle beyond the creek here, and that's big information because they're up against a double AWP setup here. It'll be JKS and Gratisfaction bringing the snipers out. JKS has been bringing the secondary AWP into his game the last year, and he's actually doing a very good job of it. Like most of these players that are amazing riflers and have great aim, they can convert to AWPers. You look at Automatic, for example.
Great example.
He goes from a main rifler, one of the best in the world, to an AWPer, and he does a great job. So there's nothing holding them back from giving the weapon a go.
Yeah, and actually often, because it's a secondary, they'll like that style that they'll play. It won't be as default as a typical AWPer, as a main AWPer.
Yep.
He's just going to ensure that that AK doesn't fall into the wrong hands. They're all set up, though. No complaints so far from the Oceanic team.
Yeah, great opening pick. Slower pace here from NRG, and that's going to cost them. They walk through middle. JKS, he's his shot. He's going to find probably this game. Just over the smoke. They don't see him. They're walking, and down they go. 5 on 3. It's going to be very difficult to recover this one.
Yeah, just chipping away at them on either extremity of the map. Faction, he's going to get the info. He's actually going to get his Molotov in front of that smoke. That's worked out perfectly. He can't really push through it.
Yeah, he's bought so much time. Look at the rotations coming through. That one incendiary has potentially saved the round here.
Flurry of flashes. He's going to get pushed from ramp. Still responsible for both sides, though. The smoke does guise the cross of that low HP player, but still, no worries. They've got them locked in. Zan does have the element of surprise, but only briefly. And he doesn't quite connect. What? Excuse me? Gratis Faction's playing Call of Duty. That's 4 in a row.
I'm interested to see if that was a no-scope as well. It always looks so cool
Headshot, no
on the
less.
replay if they can slow it down. Yeah, the fact is the headshot, it makes it extra satisfying. They were going to win the round regardless, but it's a nice, stylish way to finish it. Here we go. Please be the no-scope. Yes, there it is. Beautiful. And this is the slow motion. There it is. You'd love to see that, Alex.
Perfect. You get exactly what you asked for, and Kassad's trying to get a smile on his face.
He looks as cool as a cucumber. No problem.
Never understood that. I don't refrigerate my cucumbers, Henry. Do you?
I do, actually.
Do you?
I think you have to, yeah.
Oh, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah, maybe you need help, because you should be keeping those in the refrigerator.
All right, guys, for public service announcement, put your cucumbers in the fridge.
I absolutely support that message. Either way, we are going to be back into another partial bite as Renegades look to tie things up here. Knocking on the door of 10 rounds up against Deagles and PT50s, but these are the rounds that are normally the most difficult to contain. You get 5 pistols rushing in towards that B site, you miss one shot, and a snowball can turn into an avalanche very quickly.
Like this from Jacob. He's going to be able to catch a glimpse of toes. No, he's not. Perfect flash from NRG. Perfect connection from Ethan. And just like that, with just sidearms, the B site's wide open. It's almost impossible to retake. They've lost 3 players along the way.
Yeah.
Wow. And Breezy, I don't think he's going to let them save. Certainly not without a fight. Liaz anticipating some presence on long and just quite fluffs his lines with that Desert Eagle. Hard shots to hit. Liaz stabilizes and will maintain the dream of that save. Him and Grass Faction.
Yeah, just a perfectly timed flashbang there through the smoke. That's what we talked about, the dribble smoke. And his power, you can't see utility for it. So there was no way he could turn from that flashbang. He was in a really decent position to shut that one down towards the cupboard as well. But overall, that flash, he gets you like that. You're done for. You're out the round for 4 seconds. They get nice and close. And like we said, the avalanche effect comes through, and that is one of the most notoriously difficult sites to retake here, especially when you know the bomb's just gone down, you've got no presence over there. You might as well save your weapons, even if it's possible. You can pull that one back. It's just going to be such a laboured effort. You might as well keep the money strong and look to the next round.
Yeah, I mean, Ethan, the big part of that as well. That round, despite the fantastic flash, looks very different if Jacob gets a chance to put some bullets in, but so quick from Ethan. We'll see it from his POV. Look at that shot onto JKS. He was there to babysit Jacob, and he didn't get a chance.
Not happy.
Not happy. Those are the rounds they feel like gimmies. But I mean, this is tier 1 Counter-Strike. You're going to lose a couple of them. There are individuals in this server that can take a round like that by the horns, and that was Ethan this time around. Started strong in the first and continues that form into the second. 16 frags for him, 17 for Tarek. Grass Faction firing off a warning shot towards long, and NRG, they are not deterred. 3 of them charging through, flashing through. And a smoke arriving, somewhat of a wall, denying that information. Yeah,
it's a nice long take there. They're unlucky to lose a player. Leah spamming through the smoke, and the Krieg does a lot of damage against armored players. You can see him finding Breezy there. So yes, a successful long take, but it's cost them 1 man. And ideally, you want to get circled toward the pit and then reposition. They can just go for a solid long take here, but they have no idea what's coming behind them. So if they're going to do that, they need to operate the next 10 seconds or so. You can see the reactive play now from the CTs. They're aware they've lost long. They are not going to allow presence towards short at this stage.
Yeah. Liaz, he's going to be first on the scene. He will have support of Grass Faction. Good damage. Just the trade, though. JKS arrives in the kill feed. They don't have the smokes, and they've got the orbs. Logical conclusion. Renegades find double digits, and this is a very solid defense. That's what? 5 now? 5-1.
Yeah, and money is there for an RG, but I think a tactical timeout surely on the cards here. They are starting to shrink, and indeed, they'll take one. There it is. Ethan has $7,800. We haven't seen them with a proper full buy with the AWP and all the utility. They could drop weapons and have enough, but it wouldn't be everything, so they're going to decide what their options are here. Renegades look fantastic right now. Liaz Didn't necessarily knew he'd get a kill with that smoke, but timed it to perfection, manages to fall back, applying pressure towards short. So if you ever lose one part of the map, let's say long, like we just saw that, you have to be reacting on Dust2. That's why they're focusing towards short, smoking it out, and making sure they can't be pincered and isolated on that bomb site. And you can see NRG without the utility, even with that long control, they were slowed down so much, they couldn't really do anything with it. Time was ticking away, ran out of smokes, has had the cross, and the double AWPs has punished them. And NRG will be buying up into this one, as we see the AWP with Cirque, a UMP for Stanislaw, but the first time Cirque might be able to sink his teeth into this one as he holds towards T-spawn for now, the bomb on his back.
Distinct lag, we talked about it before, of those mid-doors frags, ever since people have started to just discover or remind themselves just how safe you can pass with that smoke bounced off the CT box. Can peek in front of it, that's what Cirque was anticipating. Flash from Stan. You can see, if you look towards the top left of that mini-map, you'll see Jacob just doing that jump peek across the doors. We've seen a lot of teams using this as their way to retrieve information.
Yeah. Renegades have looked fantastic in the second half. 5-1, as you said, in the second half. Under a minute now in round number 22. A execution looking very likely from the likes of NRG. They've got 3 smokes remaining, flashbangs there as well. Can drop down towards CT spawn. Might want to do that, Stanislaw's UMP. No one towards B tunnel. Suggests the B play won't be coming through. They've got one in the long doors. That's going to be Breezy, who often backstabs towards long after his teammates take all the control short.
While they execute this one, then Liaz is the one responsible for Breezy's dank flank. That flash could be perfect. Catch one, perhaps crossing. It's Stan first. No timing there. Now the flashbang. They have access to the site. Grat's going to fall off. Breezy, he could get this timing perfect here. Liaz still responsible for it. 20 seconds and that bomb goes down. 3 CTs on the rotate from B.
You can see they're so aware that the player's coming towards long, but Breezy's being very patient with it. They are going to go for this, but it looks of things with the double AWPs on the retake, it's going to be difficult. They're looking for opportunity in CT spawn here, but nothing is being given. No utility on the T side, but Renegades, they're running out of time here, Alex.
They are. They have the kit. They have the nades, Molotovs, and HE's just raining in on Stanislaw. Breezy.
Here he comes.
Oh my goodness. Patience pays off, and in a big way. Look at that. He stands still for oh so long, but he ignites what will be the second round for NRG. Huge work from Long. Stan will take the AWP out of JKS's hands, and you're right, that double AWP retake, they had 3 players leaning away from the ace site, somewhat of a unicorn entrance into the site. You don't see those very often. 5 players still standing on either side as the bomb goes down.
Well, there it is. And will be NRG with much more success. I love that from Breezy. Like, even when you know he's coming, he's such a presence. You just have to bear it in mind, even though they're aware he's coming at some point. He just waits so agonizingly long towards long. When he finally commits to, like, okay, he might not be here. He baited it just enough. Just as Liaz was repositioning, he's like, I can't just keep watching long doors. My teammates need me. That's when he comes out and gets both. Like,
it's in their head, man.
Such wild timing. Even though you know he's there, he'll always get you by the looks of things.
And we get a really interesting answer. This tells us a lot about Renegades and their priorities. They've gone for the double AWP again.
Yeah, absolutely. Their money's low, but they know if they have 2 cannons on their side, they might be able to fend this one off, even with a shotgun and an MP9 here. So they've spent everything they've got. Gratisfaction knew he had to go for an early pick there, but it doesn't work out at all.
He's a man just like me. You can see he actually crouched
yes,
IRL.
I know. I've seen you do that. Dodging the blaster. Oh.
Yep. Leaning down against your desk. It does, I'm pretty sure it makes your model go a little lower.
Yeah, I sit next to you at home, and I do see that a lot. I never comment on it. I'm just like,
Thanks,
I do notice it, though.
Yeah,
it's quite cute.
I'm invested.
Yeah.
I kind of
shows you're passionate.
Who needs VR when you're just a little weird?
It's a very good point. As we get towards short, another default take here. Stanislaw leads the charge. Remember, Gratisfaction needs to land some shots here. JKS has that secondary AWP. He'll be positioned right now towards CT spawn, I believe, as he starts to make his way in. It's actually JKS towards the window, and there it is. Gratisfaction making his way towards A round. Boosted up.
I do believe this looks a little different from NRG's A take previously. They've got 2 of their hardest hitters towards B. That makes me question whether they commit to this. Smoke's thrown out. Liaz, this is a prime spot to at least get 1, but as the nades do get thrown out, my suspicion's perhaps correct. Stan's still holding back.
I think they're going to just try and send 1 player towards spawn who will be taken down. His Tarek, God knows where he is. He's also down there. And here we go, the commitment towards B. And it looks like, though, we've got a firm read in there from the CT side. 4 versus 2 right now. Breezy will be dropped by the shotgun. Max 7 doing work here once again at the Major. We saw Malta yesterday look absolutely fantastic with the weapon, but here comes Stanislaw. 4 versus 1. Up against now Rifles and AWPs. He's got 8 seconds. He needs to get his skates on.
Picked up the Molotov and falls to Grant's Faction's line. Nice work as they respond. That's still Renegades keeping firm control of that one. NRG 2, Renegades 6 here in the second half. It was a 10-5 half that NRG managed to muster. And you said, you know, it's a world of difference. 11-4, 10-5 really will be. And keep that in mind as this round starts, or rather this game starts reaching its closing stages. Great work from Jacob with the Mag 7.
Lovely positioning. That was very efficient. Renegades will be back on their feet. Remember, they came into that round with MP9s, shotguns, and a couple of orbs, and it really works out. But now they have AKs and M4s to go with the snipers. All for Cirque. He looks towards B. They're the ones struggling in the finances right now with the scout in the hands of Tarek. We have a UMP for Stanislaw as well. Cirque with no helmet, no utility. This really is a bit of a jumble cell purchase. See what they can do with it. British reference.
Cell, yeah.
Might not make any sense to anyone.
Somewhat of a tombola purchase here.
A village fate.
Yep. Get your milk tray.
So any Brits out there, I'm sure you got that one. Apologies to everyone else.
Sorry. Didn't mean to exclude you. Double orbs from Renegade. They have certainly worked out well. Stan, he's so comfortable with his UMP. I mean, admittedly, it's not necessarily his dream buy, but it's something he's been leaning on, given their finances here on the attack.
Azza looking comfortable here, working a Gratisfaction on the A ramp. Short presence once more for NRG. They still have flashbangs, a couple of smokes. They have been trying to drop down towards spawn. This will be a smoke at long. That's thrown by Breezy and T-Spawn, actually. Remember, he's always there, always showing presence. They finally commit and drop 2 down, but Gratisfaction plucks one of them out of the air.
Ooh, and actually Gratisfaction can back away. Ethan wants to take that fight from the elevator position. He's got so many things to be responsible for. Ethan, that's a big dent. And it's extended by Breeze. Liaz, though, it's the same 2 of them, but I think Liaz has the advantage here. Only 9 bullets, shouldn't be a problem. Finishes it, gets himself a fresh mag with a bullet to spare. Tarek, however, getting that bomb down. Just the scout. Is there something he can pick up? Can he upgrade into this 1 versus 2? He's had some time given to him. JKS coming from CT makes that presence known, and Tarek is on a retrieval mission to the AWP. Now this gets difficult. What do they have? They have the smoke, they have the information. Tarek's got the frag. Just 1 more to find. It's a hard shot, hard flick. JKS, he's getting some chances, so low, and finishes it off. Tarek, he might be kicking himself after that one.
Yeah, it's a very difficult shot and a compromised position as well, but Tarek knows he was capable of closing that one out. It's a massive round. Remember, that money was weak on that one. If they win it, they've got enough to keep themselves afloat for a couple of rounds, but now they might have to take the eco here. The defuse is in, even without the kit there for JKS, and we get into the next round. The money, it's okay for an RG, but that's been the story throughout this second half. They're getting enough together for a buy, but it's not quite enough for everything they need to knock down the defense of Renegades right now. I would suggest another tactical timeout at this point. They're all around $4,000, which sounds fine, which it is, but it's just like the way that they're getting shut down right now. They're going to need a lot more utility to get past these double orbs.
Look at Ethan. I mean, they knew exactly where he was, and that did not stop him finding 2 quick heads into the way of A.
Yeah. And we'll take a partial buy here as expected. This is a good chance for Renegades to take the lead, but last time, this is where NRG posted one of their only 2 rounds so far with the quick push with the pistols towards B. So looking to replicate that form. Here we go.
And there is Ethan's Deagle. He's won them rounds off the back of it before, and Tarek has doubled up.
Stay on the Deagles, boys.
Perhaps. That's the secret. What is this? They couldn't do it with the full buy. They could do it with the sidearms.
Yeah, absolutely. That is wild.
Yeah, from full buy to drive by.
Damn. Okay, well, not really much to say about that one.
Nope.
They challenge a few choke points and hit some 1-digs, and sometimes it's as simple as that.
Counter-Strike, it's not a simple game, but it can sometimes look that way. Just like that, Ethan, Tarek finding 2 fantastic openers. I mean, you've got pistols challenging long. That's a headshot angle. If Liaz is not hit with that first shot from Tarek, he's getting a multi-kill.
Yeah, it's not like Renegades did anything particularly wrong there. It's just NRG did everything right. They hit the shots they had to. They were brave enough to challenge difficult positions, and it works out. They've got boatloads of talent on this team. We know that. And very evident in round number 25. There's going to be 2 players surviving here. Renegades, look at that money as well. It's such a back and forth. Although the rounds have been fallen towards Renegades most of the time, they have been very close.
I mean, in that first half, NRG were winning rounds and then having to buy Mag 7s.
Exactly.
That's how close it has been. Just constantly back and forth.
Yeah, they're very evenly matched right now. This is great to watch, but a tactical timeout, the first one, in fact, for Renegades, even after a difficult first half. They will be saving the AWP, the M4, but they only have entry-level loss bonus. I mean, it is $1,400 per player. The problem is, with that temptation, the AWP being up in the M4 as well, a chance to deny any more money going towards NRG. If they do win this round, it's huge. But it is a risk. That's why they have to discuss it with Kassad and work out what's going to be presented in this round, because you could have a mixture of pistols, MP9s, that saved M4 and AWP. They need an approach to get them an opening pick here. As JKS, he'll be holding the AWP for now. I'm going to check in with his spawn. He's got the long spawn, so I think that's why they've given it to him. He'll just be trying to get a long pick if possible. They do need an early one if they're going to stand a chance here with 2 MP9s, a P250, an M4, and an AWP. As you get into round number 26 here, what is the play? How do they get this opening kill?
Perhaps dealing with this long push. Ethan crosses towards blue, and Azaz just plucked from the cross. That looked so quick.
Yeah, Ethan is just disgustingly good with the rifle sometimes. Like, his precision, like, when it's on, I've never seen anything like it. It's so good.
Yeah, I did that human reaction test I saw on Twitter today.
Oh, how'd you get on?
I'll stick to casting.
Yeah?
I think so, yeah.
Solid like 250, that sort of range?
Well,
the higher?
I hadn't had my morning coffee, Henry.
I haven't given it a go yet. They used to make us do those when we were in the CGS. Every player had to do it, and it was logged into a system to work out who was the fastest performer.
I did have there was a I think there was a sponsor actually with one of the E-League stuff, and we got to do a full eye test, like the sportsman eye test.
Oh.
Yeah,
I like that.
I found out that I can't track moving objects very well. Turns out, not meant to be a gamer.
Well, JKS certainly was. You'll see him holding towards the A side. Remember, he's got the AWP. He's been given the responsibility this round to try and win it for them. He's holding towards A, quite passively for now. They're using that smoke to gain a bit of access towards the A side. But he's not taking the bait. He's not jumping on the boxes. He'll just be waiting and biding his time.
Utility limitations that plague at RNG right now, perhaps not going to be a problem for JKS. Catching Breezy keeps the numbers level, and he realizes he has to be dynamic. He cannot stand on long, and rightfully so, because NRG, they heard the shot and immediately start to adjust towards middle, and that's exactly where JKS is heading. Then caught out. JKS, he's being the hero he had to be. The buy was screwed. He had the AWP from the save. Already taken 2 now. Liaz's timing's not going to land. Ethan, his paranoia is rewarded. 3 versus 2 now. The numbers favor Renegades, and that's all courtesy of JKS. I say numbers, that's the clock too. They're just going to be scarpering away.
Done. Yeah, NRG can do nothing with this. We said JKS had to step up, and he delivers. In buckets and spades, we'll see Ethan and Cirque save what they can. They still have pretty decent money on the NRG side, but Renegades essentially sealed that one away. Tactical pause, and had to take a risk there. Investing into around this late on in the game, it's a scary prospect, but one that works out for them. They stick the landing, and JKS will hold on to the AWP. He'll throw it over right now. It looks like he's actually keeping it. Gratisfaction's happy for that to go forward. It's Dust2. You pretty much can change anything on the fly. That's what's working on the day. You can change positions up and go for spawn-based setups as well. JKS holding on to the sniper, maybe feeling it a little bit more than Grat.
Yeah, I loved that he was so cognizant that the NRG would be unwilling to commit. The NRG had the read. They knew what weapons were being saved. As soon as they had JKS's position, they looked to accommodate around it. Unfortunately, when you are making those changes so late in the round, time can become somewhat of a factor, certainly when JKS is already back in middle. A plague on that one. So 13 to 13, all level, and I feel like level really has been the name of this game. Just 3 rounds to show for this half and 12 rounds of play, and no, not far off. Distinct lack of kills on the cross. No exception here in round 27.
Well. What can be done?
B's been quiet across Dust2.
It has been, yeah.
We've seen some teams just almost lean that way. This, quite the contrary.
Well, slows right down. This is what you'd call a classic default setup. You have one player towards that T-spawn position, watching for any transferring CT players from A to B. And then you have one holding towards tunnels, one towards lower, and holding towards short and long. Just making sure there's no aggression as your objective usually on these defaults is to head towards short. That's the most valuable area on the map. Allows you to set up and take vision away from the CTs. Mid-split smokes out. So you've got the one on the left-hand side of the wall, one towards CT spawn as well. Takes vision away from the B window and, of course, CT spawn itself. And the B split looks to be the aim of the game here, Alex. That's what they'll be going for.
It's JKS's AWP.
Yes, and he's at the very back as well. It's actually a pretty prime position. It's unlikely they get a Molotov all the way back there, but it is possible they do the dribble smoke. That's what it's designed to do, to actually get some utility through. There's the smoke. Now JKS needs to be aware. Do they throw a Molotov through this, or does he hold his ground? He looks like he's going to reposition, not feeling 100% safe. And they're going for it.
And they can just walk through. JKS. He's
Yeah,
going to see the Molotov, and he's fully flashed. He's going to be killed before he can even fire a bullet, and just like that, NRG have the sight, likely have the round. The rest of the Renegades are too far to really make an impact. And it's a funky 14th for NRG, just like that. The smoke forcing JKS to try and consider a reposition, the flash and the frag from Ethan. It is quite the potent mix. I'll put NRG just 2 rounds away from getting their opening win here of the Legends stage. An important win, let's not forget, guarantees you a ticket. Astralis and Ent so far have picked up their opening games. It's up against the likes of Dream Eaters and of Vanguard.
Yeah, both the CIS teams falling in the opening game. And this one, it's difficult to call still, but that's a lovely round from NRG. Saw how powerful that was. We said, or speculated, the chance of the Molotov towards the back, and JKS was aware of it and couldn't find a position he was comfortable with. As soon as he gets on the platform, he eats the flashbang, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He'll be taken down, and that's great work from NRG. They take the lead now, 14-13. AWP removed, the loss bonus just not there. Actually, entry-level loss bonus again. Jaken with $1,400 in this round, and they'll have to buy around the 3 M4s they have. But this will be a laboured round, and it's for map points as well. So good a chance of energy as any for NRG to close things out. You see JKS frustrated that one. It wasn't like he did anything wrong. This is very well done from the likes of NRG.
I'm sure everyone watching who's played a single round Counter-Strike can understand exactly how that can feel.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a barrage of flashbang stand. He's full blind. Azza, no problem. What on earth? The nade from Grat's faction sends Ethan to the moon, and we are in hot pursuit of a level stead.
We're flying around every single player.
Yeah, I mean,
damn.
Bit of a spanner in the works, perhaps. JKM, he's holding that close call. Oh, this could be a brutal one. No, doesn't manage to get the shrapnel in the belly button just yet. It's JKS to catch Breezy on the advance. Cirque left with so much time, and all his teammates eliminated. Great work from Azza. A double kill, chased by the nade of Grat. And just like that, Renegades, hot for 14. Bulgarian Bulldozer. Love the development we've seen from Cirque over the course of the last year. Thriving on his trip to North America. It's not necessarily the standard case. Nice connection. Brings it down to a 1 versus 3. The time he was given to play with does make somewhat of a round out of this, but I think that's going to arrive. Oh, he's ahead of it. Tech 9 would have to be perfect. JKS, he's not making any mistakes, and guarantees the 14th.
Well, there we have it. It will be Renegades stepping up. It's Azza holding strong towards Long with a couple of frags, pushing him in towards that B-bomb site, and an absolute pandemonium towards the B-bomb site, I have to say. As we see NRG give that one up. Renegades will go 14-14. And looks like we've got another tactical timeout here for the North Americans. They're going right down to the wire here. They've been very equally matched.
Worth mentioning that Renegades have still got 3. If this was to go OT, which is certainly not far from a possibility, you can see Azza and that tag from the scout. It was a scout bullet, then the nade from Grat to convert that 3rd on the early long doors. But no timeouts for NRG should this go overtime. Something we'll come back to if it becomes more and more relevant. Grat's back on the AWP now, JKS. I think ever since that B round, he's going to want to get back to his comfort zone. Unlikely he can hold B with the utility he currently has, though. We'll see how they choose to accommodate. 25 frags from him. Looks like they are going to be sending some additional numbers to aid in the utility department for now. Early presence on Long once again, this time not greeted by the chaos that ensued in the round prior.
Here we go then. We'll see what can be done. All buys all around, lacking a bit of utility on the NRG side, but they certainly had the firepower. Tarek with the Krieg there, who will be posting map point first. Money not great for Renegades. If you give this round up, they won't have much loss bonus to speak of, and nothing in reserve if all 5 players go down, so NRG an advantage in that sense, but they'll run a quieter round here. 4 players towards B though, however. This looked so good for them before against the AWP of JKS. Nothing could be done. Same smoke, baiting out a bit of utility here, and that's absolutely fine by them. They have Tarek watching for any flanks and trying to listen if anyone gets towards lower B, making sure they're clear as they will fully commit. Here we go.
JKS, they're going to have to find more than one, and it's a nice trade so far. Ethan into the site. Cirque, what on earth is he doing? Up on the boxes, and he's the one to find the second CT on B. NRG poised for 15.
They've got to save here, surely. We'll see what happens. They've still got a bit of wiggle room, and that, actually, there's no smoke available on the T side, so there might be something to say about this one. They want to try and make sure they can deny map point, but remember, like I said, if they give this one up, if this retake is not successful, they have no money for the next round, so they might just be better off trying to fight for overtime.
Look at Tarek, though. Tarek can try and take them down. Nice stabilize from Azza. Now looking to keep hold of these weapons. This This is everything. Upgrades to Krieg.
It's a bitter pill to swallow, but it's the right call. There is a chance he could have won that, for sure, but the gravitas attached to losing that round is not worth it. At least now they'll have an option to fight for overtime, and they'll feel better going down in that fashion instead of retaking and then having Deagles for round number 30. That'd be a gutting way to lose the map.
Yeah, I mean, and it's such a horrible feeling. You can imagine after all that hard work to not be able to put your best foot forward in such an important round. So they'll have all the desired weapons. In fact, it couldn't get much better than that. All of the scopes. The AWP and the Krieg, a powerful weapon in the CT side, taken and scavenged away from NRG. That one-tap headshot, 100% first bullet accuracy. It's a potent mix, and with Azza and Jacob having to make some sacrifices, they're going to be grateful. JKS and Liaz have got such a hard hitter.
Yeah, well, Jacob's got that Mag 7 out. He did excellent work towards the B-bomb site before with it, but can he replicate it? It looks like NRG should be able to close this one out 16-14, but Grat has the AWP. They have a couple of rifles. It's not a complete lost cause. We'll see what they can do with this.
We haven't seen a challenger team pick up the first win yet. So far, all of the legends have been successful.
Good point.
NRG could be the first, should they pick this round up. Continue the form they brought from the first stage of this competition. They're no strangers to the Venti Music Hall. It's been here all week long. This is a new one for Renegades, getting settled.
Yeah. I guess that's one small advantage you have coming from that previous stage. You're very used to the setup, right?
Certainly.
You felt all its quirks and tendencies, and you know how to get it set up quickly, but either way.
We're off.
We are off. Final round here, potentially looking for overtime. Renegades limp into the round with shotguns, MP9s, and that saved all.
Yeah, Breezy actually did cover a lot of ground pretty damn quick. Him and Tarek, they're going to boost, try and find some sort of a surprise off angle. No one just yet going to be falling victim to it. I quite like it, though.
Yeah, it is cool, isn't it? You wouldn't necessarily expect this. The nade's going to hurt if it comes in. Doesn't go quite deep enough there.
Tarek's got a bit of a boo-boo. That's all. Band-Aid is all he needs, and all the Renegades need is 5 frags to take us to overtime. NRG, the same for the first win in the second stage of the major run. Starting to gather towards short. Ethan likely going to be left just to be poke and prod towards the doors as his teammates do the rest.
Time ticking away. 5 players towards short. Got to use power and numbers here, but Gratisfaction on the other side. The team sniper will be tested here, Alex. He needs to deliver. He can't go down with no frags. He has to take at least one with him.
Well, the objective's been laid, and here comes the push. Flashes in. Gratisfaction, he's got to catch at least one here. The Molotov does force him to maneuver. He's going to throw a smoke of his own. He can play around that now. Evades the flash, but they're close. It's going to be some close quarters AWPing. CQB, what can you do? Already the first Velias, the second now arrives for the Renegades. 3 frags away from overtime. 20 seconds, the bomb's still not down. Tarek, he wants to try and find a frag. Breezy gives them a way into the round, and Breezy, he's not done there, goes hunting, found another one. There's another on one. Breezy is pulling NRG straight into this 1 versus 2 with 10 seconds. He can get the bomb down. Cirque, he's not ready for it just yet. The USP's not connecting, taps the head. This is chaos. He's got a Mag 7, Henry, but Breezy is low. That USP could perhaps even be enough.
It's going to have to be.
Down to 44. This is ridiculous. With a Mag 7, it's got the jumping accuracy. It's all the pieces of the puzzle are there, but he has to convert the Norwegian. He's been so good, he tagged them. Oh no, the spread just not in his favor, and NRG, they do find their first win of the Legend stage.
Oh, right down to the wire there. The USP connects, and you can see what it means to Jacob there. He knows he was 1 click away from saving that round. If the shotgun connects cleanly, they're going to overtime. He couldn't find the wiggle room, and it comes down to 25 points of health that separates Renegades from making it to overtime. A frustrating loss for them there, but what a game it was. I really enjoyed that one, Alex. That had absolutely everything.
It really did. NRG, they just managed to pull themselves across the line. But Renegades, I mean, you know, credit where credit is due. That's a 10-5 half from NRG. That's a 9-6 half from Renegades. They are coming to play here.
Yeah, and remember, Renegades did drop off in the mid-stages of this year by virtue of not having their sniper. Gratisfaction back in their ranks. That was by no means a bad game from them. They played very well. They got themselves back into it. And unfortunately, a couple of mistakes against the Pistols, allowing NRG back in and eventually winning the economy game towards the end. It was such a difficult round 30 there. The shotgun almost had enough to get them over the finish line.
Yeah, it nearly did. Let me just
Yeah.
putting my shirt on properly. How
There we
dare I?
go.
There we go.
Lovely.
But yeah, I think the fact that Ethan and Tarek, not only are they picking up those ridiculous deagle frags in those rounds that Renegades let slip,
Sure.
it's also the fact that they were top of the scoreboard, 50 frags between them. That's the kind of consistency we hope for. If NRG want to keep making the performances like this, those are the names that have to be up there.
Yeah, remember in their opening game of the last stage as well, they crashed out on overtime on overpass. So it's good to see them avoiding overtime this time. NRG managing to pick up a just about clean game there. It was quite chaotic at times.
Relatively tidy.
But for now, we have our lovely interview with the wonderful Sue down on the show floor.
Thank you very much for that one, Henry. Congratulations, Peter. You guys win this game, and it was a victory, but it definitely got a little bit dicey towards the end there.
Yeah, we had a great first half, and then second half we just couldn't get rolling. I think the 2 days off really kind of hurt our momentum a bit, but yeah, I'm just happy we closed it out.
In the 2 days that you guys had off, did you use that time to just take a proper break, or how was that time spent?
No, we still practiced a little bit. We went over some strats and plays, and we also scrimmed a few times, so we stayed fresh, but I still think, you know, if you don't have matches for 2 days, it kind of affects you a little bit.
When I talked to Cirque, he mentioned that prior to the player break, you guys were working with what Daps had built and sort of adapting it. But now, he said everything is all on you. It's all the strategies that you've come up with. So as you did that, what were you really focusing on?
We're just trying to see what kind of play style we want to have as a team. Obviously, we have 5 incredible players, and I'm really just confident in each of them to do whatever they want pretty much, and I'm just there to support them and help them make their own plays. And you know, Tarek's the kind of guy that's really explosive. You have Sir, one of the best oppers out there, and then the rest of them are just insane. So I'm trying to, as time goes on, it's just all about finding all of their strengths, and it's just going to take more time.
Sounds great. Well, thank you very, very much. Stan, guys, we are going to be right back, but when we come back, we have a banger of a match coming up. It'll be Liquid taking on Crazy.